To judicial matters. The arraignment of former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, at the Federal High Court in Abuja has been stalled due to the absence of the defendant in court. Justice Joyce Abdul Malik adjourned arraignment to the 23rd of April to enable the Department of State Services provide Mr. El-Rufai in court. During proceedings, the Defense Counsel moved an application for bail in the absence of the defendant, but was countered by the Prosecution Counsel. In a brief ruling, Justice Abdul Malik held that a bail application cannot be moved prior to an arraignment. According to the prosecution lawyer, Mr. El-Rufai is still in the custody of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, hence his inability to be arraigned. The federal government had filed a 3-count charge against the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, alleging that he unlawfully intercepted the phone communication of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. Joining us for more perspective on this is lawyer Justice Ojieno. Mr. Ojieno, what do you make of the turn of event with the absence of the accused, Nasir El-Rufai, in court today, and that stalling the prosecution? Help us understand, why this halts the trial.
Okay, first we must understand that whenever anybody is sought or summoned or there is a charge against anybody before any court of law, it is compulsory for the person to attend. But in this case, it's a bit absurd because it's understandable that another law enforcement agency of the same government actually asked him, maybe for the purpose of still exercising their right of investigation, and also because of that, unfortunately, it could not be presented for his case. So it's not a situation of him sitting at home or him defying the court by not coming to court. So when that happened, it's very, very unfortunate that the DSS couldn't even arraign him. So essentially, the criminal matter has not started, and that's part of the reasons why we can actually discuss it. But for that, I will not have been able to discuss. So because he has not been arraigned, he has not had this opportunity to plead guilty or not guilty before the court. So that is why the matter could not proceed as intended.
All right, and we know that already Mr. El-Rufai is being held. It's been more than a week now, and this adjournment is now until the 23rd of April. That's about a month away. How might this, impact the case as it is, and considering that there are different law enforcement agencies, just like you've mentioned, that are involved here?
Okay, for me, I think it doesn't really hamper anything. Of course, the court had the right or the discretion. In fact, I think they actually asked for the adjournment, and the court obviously and rightfully adjourned to when he had the time to be able to entertain the case. You must remember that the fact that Mr. El-Rufai's case is high profile does not mean that the court is not busy. In fact, the task before our courts are almost insurmountable, with the average federal high court having more than 2,000 files before them. I feel that we should also call on the federal government of Nigeria to probably create more courts and look for other ingenious ways to decongest the court. El-Rufai is not above another Nigerian. So I even feel that the fact that it has been adjourned to 23rd of April seems to be that he's been given some level of preference. He's not bigger than the next average Nigerian, despite the fact that I must also quickly butt in that justice delayed is justice denied. So the government of Nigeria has to look for a way to ensure that crimes are quickly prosecuted and people are not made to suffer. The innocent is not persecuted before they are even prosecuted, before they are pronounced guilty because of excessive delay of matters in court.
And Mr. Ojieno, in court today, we also saw Mr. El-Rufai's team applying for bail, even in his absence. Should that have even come up in the first instance, knowing that application for bail cannot precede arraignment?
Absolutely. But again, what are they paid for? They are paid to just try their luck and just test the court sometimes as lawyers. We get lucky. So I think that was the rabbit they were trying to pull out of the hat, but unfortunately they were trying to pull the wool over the face of the court and play a fast one. And of course, as expected, the court denied. But again, it is their job. That's what they are paid for, to ask for anything and everything on behalf of their clients.
Lawyer Justice Ojieno, thank you for your time on TVC News at 10.
My pleasure.
All right, let's move on to other stories now. In the nation's capital, operatives of the Department of State Services have arrested